that one there is even earlier still, and you can see it's really dense and really crude.
Transparency picks up with the density too.
Yes, it does. But as we're not going to get anything optical out of it,
No, it's just an observation.
And this is all made with the milk plastic?
yes. It's the same tackle.
Is there anything you can put in it that would make a stronger part? Any kinds of plastics?
Well, depends what you want to do, because stronger is sort of a relative term. This stuff is actually quite strong. You can fire the point on it and stab people with it.
Well, that is the generally accepted measurement of strong,
Yeah.
not strong, of course.
But if you've got something like ABS, it'll flex a few more times before it breaks. This stuff is relatively brittle. There's not a lot of give in it. But if you've got this nice fine mesh structure, that sort of takes that gives it a little bit more flexibility.
Can you run ABS through this?
You can run ABS through this, yeah.
I intend to run ABS through mine when I get it built.
Yeah, by strength, they sort of make an object, a long object like that, and hang something off one end of it while the other end's anchored and have it not snap.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Dave.
Right.
Yep.
Who are you aiming at? Brendan.
Nobody.
Not quite.
I'm trained in the use of weapons, so I don't point them at people.
Maybe it's a lot.
And what's your background? Where you? How did you come to be associated with this project? And like
that's a long and hairy story.
you engineer?
Artist. I wanted to carve greenstone, and I started carving. Well, I started carving and then I stopped because I thought, greenstone, precious stuff. I want to get this right. So I need some way of modelling what I'm going to carve to make sure it's going to, have the right surface luster and the right sort of things. How can I do this? No, you're a computer wizard, you idiot. You use a computer modeler. So I've got Povray, and I was playing around with that. I discovered I like playing with Povray more than I like carving greenstone.
Well, you've got an undo button, don't you?
Yeah.
You can undo with greenstone.
Epoxy and greenstone dust is not the same thing. And so I started designing other things, and I sort of designed a moonscape because I could, and I was playing with textures. And then I came across a group called the Artemis Society, and what they were after doing is putting man back on the moon. And they're still trying, but they haven't got there yet. I contacted them and I said, I've just done a picture of the moon. Do you want me to stick a model of your one of your spacecraft concepts on there? And they said, yes, please. So I looked at their concept and I did my own idea of it and Povray and modelled it and did this and that. And they liked that very much. And I joined and I ended up doing a lot of artwork for them. I ended up getting involved in the technology behind it. I actually ended up doing some serious design work, and then I became a shareholder in a splinter company which actually designed, built and launched a satellite, and I was all in the design of that and did promotional videos as well as engineering stuff, and then there was a dispute there and it went back to I went back to doing some stuff for the Artemis Society again, and I started mucking around with life support systems. I realised I needed a life support system that could be repaired, and the machines that had to repair the life support systems, of course, had to be able to repair themselves as well. So I started looking at ways of making the luminous material be useful for making self-repairing machines and life support systems. And I was getting to the point of thinking, now wouldn't one of those be damn handy on Earth? When I saw Adrian Bowyer's letter in the New Scientist saying that he was going to try and produce an open source self-replicating machine. And so I contacted him. He said, interesting, we were thinking of doing something with fusion deposition modelling. I said, right. Happened to have 6 days off at the time, disappeared into my workshop, came out, 6 days later with a Meccano model that could print short pieces of tubing. It wasn't very spectacular, but it proved the concept, and from there I developed the screwdriver extruder and was part of the core team and came to the party. So I think I was like the third person to join the project. Yeah.
Awesome.
And like I say, it's a very long story, but
No, that's a fantastic story.
that's how it all came together. And now, of course, I'm trying to get one of these up onto the space station because I bet they could use one, and I'm sure it would work in zero gravity.
Uh, how well do you reckon it will work with zero gravity or microgravity with the deposition? Because that requires gravity to better
No,
deposit.
no, it doesn't.
It's injection, isn't it?
Yeah.
The cool thing is any bits that will
This will
fall
work
off
upside
either.
down.
I was going to say, should we turn it upside down?
Yeah, we can try that if you want. But I must admit that the largest angle I've run it at so far is 45 degrees, but it's something I didn't build this particular model for, but it should withstand being run upside down.
I think the same result, if not 45.
Well, no, the play will go the other way in the Z platform, so you need to adjust it, but yeah, there's no reason conceptually why it shouldn't work upside down.
Well, I think we should get this machine going because it's not a super fast machine, so
Yeah, we can talk about
the quicker we get it going, the better, eh?
We'll make one of those.
Jewelry. Wow.